Being very rich is not the worst thing that could happen to someone, since most people like having everything they want. God knows why, but only these 10 royal families, not even the Rothschilds, Bezos, or Gates, can really own everything on earth. They are the exception that proves the rule. They have a lot of money and a lot of power in politics. They are some of the most important people in the world. Here are the top 10 most wealthy royal families in the world. If you are not from Austria or Switzerland, it will be hard to find this small country on a map. Liechtenstein is a small country in the Alps on the other side of the Rhine River. It is only 5 miles wide and 16 miles long. The state is between Switzerland and Austria. It is right in the middle of the jagged Alpine hills. This small country is run by the Liechtenstein family, which is one of the most richest family in the world and one of the richest in Europe. Most royal assets are in the name of the king and are worth a total of about $4.4 billion. Prince Adam, the second son of Liechtenstein, says that being king has its perks because his family doesn't have to pay taxes on his huge wealth from the family-owned TLG Group Bank. The prince also owns a large number of expensive properties, including castles and houses all over Austria and Czech Republic. The ninth house in Dubai, Mattoon, the Mattoon family has been in charge of the city of Dubai for more than 200 years. During that time, they turned an area of empty land into a safe place for the wealthiest people. During this change, the family made a lot of money, which is now worth $19 billion. Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, who runs Dubai and is the head of the family, is by far the richest of all them. Even though his business skills have helped him double his wealth over the years, the Sheikh knows how to have fun. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button and the notification bell to stay updated on our daily videos. When it comes to his son, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Hamdan bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum has a large number of rare types of gold cars. Hamdan doesn't just have this luxurious car in his garage, he also has a fleet of luxurious tanks. It looks like they made these cars so that the rich oil magnates could enjoy joyrides in the desert. Alawite from Morocco. This family is one of the oldest on the list. Its roots go back to the 13th century. They have been in charge of Morocco for the past 500 years, which has been a very profitable job. The 19 people in the Moroccan family have more than $20 billion between them. Most of them go to the monarch, who gets about $500,000 a year on top of all money he makes from his other investments and businesses. Not bad for attending events and waving to the crowd. But this big payment only pays for a half a month's worth of costs to keep up the family's house in Fez. This expensive plan is expected to cost around $960,000. Most rulers only need one palace, but King Muhammad IV has 12 all over the world. Each bigger palace costs an average of $550,000. Even though the British and other countries have ruled Brunei at different times, the same royal family has been in charge for almost 800 years. They've done a lot, but most likely for themselves rather than for the country and its people. Volkers, who's said to be worth $13 billion, likes a lot of strange things. Even people who make a lot of money don't spend $21,000 on a haircut very often. But it's clear that the Sultan of Brunei loves his haircut. He pays a lot of money for it after all. One of the strangest things Brunei has bought is a private plane that cost $400 million and it was decorated with an extra $120 million worth of gold. It's amazing that this thing can still fly. These costs might seem like a lot, but for a man who makes $147 every second, they are just few cents. At number 6, Adulyadej lived, the country of Thailand. The head of the Thai royal family is Bhumibol Adulyadej. The Crown Property Bureau helped them make a lot of their huge fortune, which is believed to be worth $60 billion. More than half of the royal fund's assets go to the company that takes care of them. Since Bhumibol made fun of the government, the royal family isn't as well-liked in Thailand as it used to be. The country is now looking for a democratic change because of its lavish lifestyle and behavior that borders on being crazy and ridiculous. When it was the time to say goodbye to his dog for the last time, Bhumibol didn't skip on anything. The past funeral lasted for 4 days and cost tens of millions of dollars. Also, the king spends a lot of money on himself and doesn't care much about how the country is run. Windsor is the 5th home in the UK. The British royal family is no longer a small branch on the nobles. Instead, they have become something like celebrities. The Queen and her strange hats have become part of common culture. The royal family has a total wealth of about $88 billion, most of which is in British real estate. A group of properties that family owns, such as famous Windsor Manor and Buckingham Palace. In most royal families, the king or queen is the richest person in the family. However, in the Windsor family, the richest person will never even take the throne. The queen's great-granddaughter owns $5 billion, which is only 10% of her $5 million. Yes, Princess Charlotte has a lot of money, even though she is only 6 years old because her parents have made her a child fashion star. The royal family of Great Britain would never throw their money down the toilet. Of course, they are treated like royalty, but unlike their more wealthy international peers, they don't have golden cars, warships that were turned into yachts after the revolution, or dancing zebras that could sing God Save the Queen while juggling hedgehogs and balancing on a chiming ball. They never show off. Number 4. Housed in a wealthy area of Abu Dhabi, His Majesty Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan is the leader of Abu Dhabi royal family, which is worth $150 billion and whose main business is, as you might guess, the oil trade. The family owns the Burj Khalifa in Dubai, which is the tallest building in the world. They also own a number of 7-star hotels. In contrast to what you might think, the Nahyan family lives in a beautiful castle with lots of fun things to do. Qasr Al Watan is the biggest royal home in the world. It costs about $2 billion, is 380,000 square meters big, and has yachts, cars, and jets worth billions of dollars. The royal family of Abu Dhabi knows for sure what it means to live like a king. The House of Sheikh in Qatar. Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani is the youngest head of state in the world. His family is the third richest royal family in the world with a net worth of about $335 billion. The family's main source of income is, of course, the sale of fossil fuels. However, they also own a large number of homes in the UK and have shares in the Empire State Building in New York. Thani has put a lot of money into business that are growing quickly. He has a big stake in luxury companies like Barclays and Tiffany & Co. and automakers like Volkswagen. It's clear that the King of Qatar likes to live in style. The royal family lives in Doha in a palace that costs more than $1 billion. Inside the palace, there are also a number of ceremonial and living rooms. But it's interesting to note that the Qatari family owns more property in the UK than the British royal family. With their huge collection of cars, jets, and other expensive things, the Thani family has spent billions in luxury and style. They may have even tried to bribe FIFA officials to let them host the 2022 World Cup Games. Given how honest and determined the FIFA leaders are, I have no reason to doubt that this is really the case. Number 2. The Al Sabah House in Kuwait. The Al Sabah family has been in charge of the country for the past 300 years. During that time, they have made a huge fortune of $360 billion. The Emir is in charge of the family right now, His Majesty Sheikh Sabah Al Yamad Al Yaba Al Sabah. Even though oil products make up a big part of their wealth, the family also makes a lot of money from properties all over the world, especially in the United States. Since the 1980s, they have been buying assets in a planned way, and they are now quickly paying off. People know that the family lives a very luxurious life. Exotic animals and other things that most people can't buy are still part of their lavish way of life. Even though the family paid for a $775 million cultural center, which is a work of art in and of itself, they have stopped caring about culture. Inside, there are meeting rooms, stages, libraries, and even an opera theater. So, you are able to keep your culture while also using all the current conveniences. Number 1. The House of Saudi Arabia is yours to own. It has a huge wealth of $1.7 trillion. They are without a doubt the richest royal family in the world. Saudi Arabia is one of the richest countries in the world. This is because it has a lot of oil. Even though $1.7 trillion is a huge amount, it doesn't mean as much when split between 15,000 family members. But the royal family has expensive tastes and knows for sure how to live a rich and elegant life. If it's not made of gold, they shouldn't care about it. This includes cars, furniture, and boats that have been glided. I'm curious if they have a shiny bike. They own a lot of land, which is what you might expect from people with a lot of land in France. People in the UK and around the world know that the family always pays too much for what they want. The most recent purchase, Salvador Mundi by Leonardo da Vinci, which they got for a world record price, caught everyone's attention. It cost $453 million to buy a picture from 500 years ago. Anyone can guess what the Muslim family wants to do, but I think they are trying to get their money from oil exports to go somewhere else. It's a great move on their part that shows their success isn't just because of the huge wealth of the country they rule, but also because of their smart business decision and smart investments. These were the 10 most wealthy royal families. Which one surprised you the most? That's it for today. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up below, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. We post videos every week, so stay notified. Thanks for tuning in. See you in the following video.